Hello. How are you, mamas, tonight? I want to talk to you today about mindfulness during pregnancy. And seriously, when I first heard this word, I thought it was a bunch of like woo woo. But like only crazy people are mindful, whatever that means. But obviously, I didn't use mindfulness with my first pregnancy. And with my second, it was a part of my daily routine. I mean, there wasn't a day that went by I wasn't imagining what labor was going to be like, how delivery was going to go, or who was going to be there, or what the atmosphere was going to be like. So most of you know that my second delivery was one that was so euphoric and amazing and something I'm very proud of. And I want you to have the same feeling about your experience. It doesn't have to look like mine at all, but I want you to own your decisions, own your experience, and own your birth. So this is going to be a little bit different because I want to take you through a mindfulness exercise right from the get-go. So are you ready? All right. So I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to picture your ideal birth. So who's around you right now? Where are you at? What stage of labor are you in? Are you feeling supported? Are you feeling comforted? Are you feeling, what are the feelings that you're experiencing? If you're in the hospital, do you have an IV with fluids, or do you just have a hep lock? Are you lying in bed, or are you moving around? Are you able to eat or drink? Are people speaking? Are they loud or are they soft? Are you able to ride the waves, or are you fighting them? Is it light? Is it dark? Do you have candles? What's it look like? All right, do you have that picture? Now this picture is going to help you make your decisions during pregnancy and labor. It's this picture that I want you to focus on every day. Now, how will you get there? You get there by making decisions that match the outcome you want. Okay, so for example, if you would like a natural birth where you're able to eat and drink during labor, you're able to move through contractions, you're not hooked up to an IV, only the closest people that you love are around you, and you don't have people going in and out of your room distracting you, then you're probably going to choose a different location and provider than someone who wants to get an epidural right away, doesn't really care what happens during birth, and just trusts her team to make the decisions that need to be made for her. So, did you know that scientists have studied and have found MRI evidence suggesting that certain neural pathways are increased when people practice self-affirmation tasks? So your brain literally strengthens the neural pathways of positivity. So the more you focus on the positive words and the ideas and the outcomes of your birth, the more that you will only believe that. You won't even know how to be afraid of birth or how to have negative thoughts about your experience. You're going to be so prepared. Mindfulness is so powerful. So Dave Ramsey quote coming up. Are you ready? What you focus on is what you win at. And isn't that the truth? If you want a natural birth, you have to focus. You have to be mindful about what you want and what decisions you're making along the way during your pregnancy. We are in a culture where we're saturated with fear of childbirth. And every time we talk to a mom who has been before us, we hear, just get the epidural. Labor sucks. Like, I feel like I was dying. And seriously, those are not the words that we want in our brains when it comes to birthing our child. And so I just want to encourage you with this. It's never too late to change what you're doing. So look at the expectations you have for your birth and then weigh that against the decisions you've made or you're making. So again, natural birth. if you're planning on that, then did you pick a doctor with a high C-section rate? You see what I'm saying? Like, this stuff matters because it affects your birth, and birth affects the rest of your life. So women who go into birth saying, I don't know if I'll get the epidural, I'll just see what happens, they almost always get the epidural. It's just how it is. So this is where mindfulness and planning comes in. So either you say, I am not going to get the epidural no matter what, or yes, I am going to get the epidural. And if you're planning on not getting the epidural no matter what, then this is where your decision making starts. So are you going to take a birth class that teaches you how to rid your mind of the negativity surrounding your birth and then replace it with affirmations and positive language to just prepare you? Or maybe you're going to birth somewhere where there's no access to an epidural, because that sure helps, let me tell you. So places like home or a birth center. Or are you going to make sure talk to your doctor ahead of time and just make sure that they don't bring up an epidural unless it's 100% necessary? So these things will help you achieve your expectations for birth, but it does take work. Now, I do want to encourage you, if you are far along in your pregnancy and you just realize that you want to have a natural birth, but you don't really feel like you have enough time prepared, then what I want to tell you is that it will be a lot of work. It will take focus, but you are more than capable if you just set your mind to it. So hire a doula like yesterday. She will help you walk through some ways to prepare for the birth that you desire. And then speak positive affirmations of yourself every day, like multiple times a day. You will have to work extra hard and be more intentional about speaking life into yourself than if you would have started at like 10 weeks. But I know that you can do it. In the Bible, Proverbs 18:21, it says, the tongue has power of life and death. So our words have power. How our words make our decisions. So how will you use that power? Are you going to use it to build yourself up, or are you going to tear yourself down? Are you going to speak positivity, or are you going to speak negative words over yourself? Now, if this is you and you'd like to start with speaking positive affirmations over yourself, I have 3 downloads that I will send to your email right now. So these are my favorite affirmations, and they have a pretty background, and you can print them out and you can hang them up around your bathroom mirror or in your bedroom, wherever you're going to see them, so you can speak life into your birth experience and over yourself. So go to bit.ly/3 free affirmations and say them like 3 times a day. Picture the birth you want. Meditate on scripture that helps you. Talk out your fears with your partner or your doula. And I know you can do this. No matter what the outcome you have, you will have done everything in your power to get the birth that you imagined. You would have advocated for yourself in powerful ways. You can be proud of the birth you had no matter what, because you ultimately called the shots, and you are so strong. I am so proud of you for taking these steps to achieve that birth that you have pictured and imagined, because it matters, and birth is so wonderful. And so thank you guys so much. Go grab those affirmations and just speak life over yourself. Have a good night.